Hello and welcome back to our new episode of Conversations with V by myself, Viviana Ching. I have a bit of humor, that's why I sound a bit different. I don't know if it's noticeable, but if you notice something different about my voice, just know it's not intentional. It's the humor, so blame it on that, which is crazy because just before I got this humor, I was on a phone with my friend, and I told him people who have Homer ni washirati because we the good people don't get Homer. Little did I know Homer was just in a corner saying, you know what? Niachie you, I'll deal with her. Yes, so I'm sorry. It was a joke. Kwani Homer do jokes. Anyway, if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you bumped into the podcast and you plan on staying. If this is not your first time here, or maybe this is like your 61st, wait, 61st? 61st? Am I diamond? Is that a thing? But I think that's the best way to say it. 60, because you can't say 61 time, 61st time. 60th, 60 plus first time. Wait, how is it supposed to be? Anyway, this is your number 61 time being here, or even maybe like your fourth or fifth time. Who's counting? Nobody. You're welcome. Again, I think that's what matters. So before we get into today's episode, which is a bit of, you know, nothing important, I wanted to tell you guys that we have a new segment on the podcast, so be on the lookout for that. So probably after I record this, I will record another episode for that new segment, which will be basically about books. You'll get more information on the episode when you listen to it. So also we have a WhatsApp channel, so make sure you are following that. Uh, for more interactions, you can also find the podcast on Instagram and also on YouTube and also on AfriPods. It's been long since I said that. I think also on have I said AfriPods? There's something, yes, on Pocket Casts. I think yes. So let's get into today's episode. So get comfortable, make yourself something. This is going to be a full conversation. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's a full conversation because I'm the one who's doing the talking, but you all get the drift. So, okay. So, I first have to give you guys the backstory because it's important context, and also because it's really good. It's a really good story. Yes. Today's episode is based on the fact that I've only ever been to a club uh 3 times. Yes. And people who know me are not surprised by that number because I am, and I say this with a lot of self-awareness and zero shame, a homebody with a capital H. I love being at home. I love my bed. I love the controlled environment of a space where I know where everything is, and nobody is going to spill something on me, especially that. And the music is at the volume I choose personally. Yes. So for me to be in a club 3 times is actually a lot. It means 3 separate occasions where the outside world made a compelling enough case for me to decide, you know what, let's leave the house today, let's leave the bed today, and I want to walk you through each time because there's an interesting pattern. I'm not going to talk about the first time because I think I was in school. That was like a very compulsive decision. My friend just called me. They're like, "Hi, we're going for karaoke night. Do you wanna come?" I was like, "Yes." I went. The second time, I was supposed to meet up with my friend and her boyfriend because they were traveling from Chuka to here. So we were like to meet for ice cream because it's been a minute, and then we got there. Plans changed really quickly. Before you even notice the plan has changed, it had already changed, and I found myself in a local. And I think that was one of the what sorry about that. I'm so sorry. That was one of the most fun nights I've had in a minute, because I remember walking back home at around 11 and I was just sending people random messages just because I took 3 shots. I was a bit tipsy, and the next day I went to work with 3 hours of sleep. Wrong decision on my end, but I also don't regret it. Yes? So let me tell you about club number 3, which is actually something that was planned for, which as a homebody is a bigger deal than it sounds. So on Saturday, last week on Saturday, I think the boys will get this more. There was Arsenal versus PSG Champions League, and before I say anything else, I want to establish something very clearly. I am not a football person. Yes, I do not follow football. I do not have a team unless until on Saturday after PSG won. I'm always with the winning team. Yes, so I do not have a team. I cannot tell you formations or standings or who is who in any form or any of those things that football people say with a lot of confidence, that I actually find quite impressive. My entire football knowledge before this match consisted of people are running after a ball, 22 people to be exact, 11 on each team are running after a ball. One kicks the ball, it goes into the net, your team is happy. That's it. That was the full picture. Nothing. Alafu, Arsenal versus PSG game, it was everywhere. Like, yes, on your timeline, in group chats, in conversations at work, and I kept seeing people make plans to go watch it somewhere. And I had this feeling, that feeling where you're always like hearing about a thing and watching other people and have the experience, and you think, why am I always on the outside of things? Like, why am I always the person who hears about it after? So I thought, you know what, this time I'm going. And my friend was like, what are you doing on Saturday? I was like, apart from doing laundry, nothing. He was like, okay, this weekend, I'll need you to put laundry on pause kidogo, and let's go watch the game. I'll go with you. I was like, okay, sure. Listen, I've just remembered I've not worn my glasses for a minute, but right now at work, I'm in a place where I spend 5 hours out of the 9 hours you're supposed to work in front of a laptop. And it's not good for my already very weak eyes. So I stopped wearing glasses, but now I'm going back to eat kidogo kidogo. And the question that keeps bothering me, and I think this deserves an all episode, is, oh, unakuanga na shida ya macho, unakuanga na shida ya macho. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, can you people stop asking me that? I just wanted to, not depend on something, but it's clear I just need to. And also the way people are always like, you should, when you stop wearing glasses, your eyesight becomes better, you get accustomed to it. But I actually don't, because after the day ends, especially when there's like sun outside, the kind of headaches I come back with, it's unexplainable. So please stop asking me, unakuanga na shida ya macho, because I wouldn't be wearing glasses if I didn't have eye problems. Also, stop asking people who wear glasses if their glasses are medicated. That's so weird. Very weird. Stop doing that. Anyway, back to the episode. So, what was I saying? I went. So this time, after my friend invited me, I was like, you know what, let's go. And I was a bit nervous because I was going to be in a room with people watching football, and I'm going to have a first-hand experience. But I literally know nothing, like nothing. Sijui kitu. And I want to acknowledge that for me, actually, an actual homebody, bet loyalist, people who have been known to cancel on plans in favor of doing absolutely nothing, the decision to go somewhere on purpose and knowing in advance what will be happening there and then following through on that decision is actually something. It sounds so small, but it's not that small for me. So actually, drum rolls, please. But I also didn't go completely unprepared because I have this friend who keeps insisting that they are not actually my friend, but they're my enemy. I'm like, huh, you know what? The Nile is a river in Egypt here. Who is gay? Yes. So I'll just give them time to catch up because we are friends, whether you like it or not. Anyway, but also like telling somebody, this is TMI, telling somebody whose favorite tropes in books is like enemies to, like you people are enemies, but you talk a lot is actually messed up. I'm just saying. But okay, so I was on a call with him and uh, let me just say that I have looked for the evidence and I cannot agree with that assessment because this person explained to me patiently the workings of the football scoring system. Yes, he answered my questions and he didn't make me feel stupid or not. No, actually, he did because, like, how do you not know that? And then I'm like, how am I supposed to know that? Yes. Anyway, my enemy friend sat me down on a call and explained the point system. And this generally changed things for me because I didn't know this before. And I think a lot of people, especially the girlies, don't know it. When your team wins, that it doesn't matter if it's one goal or 10 goals or 1-0 or 10-0, you get 3 points. Yes, you get 3 points. A 10 goal win gets you the same points as a 1 goal win, which I find fascinating because you think the margin would matter more, but apparently football decided, you know what? No, a win is a win. 3 points on to the next. So if it's a draw, each team gets 1 point. So you're not winning, but you're not losing, and you both live with something, which is actually a very civilized arrangement, if you ask me. Very diplomatic. So, yes, but I'm still like, so what's the point of people scoring 10 when you can just score 3 and get 3 points? Yes, even like 1 second. Oh, and there's no like a two. Yes, so it's either you people come out to draw. So wait, if it's 0-0, do people get a point? I didn't ask that, but if you're listening to this and you know, please let me know. So if it's like, so what was I saying? Even if it's like a 0-0, I don't know because that's a draw. But if it's 0-1, the winning team gets 3 points and then the losing team gets nothing. And even if it's like a draw, so a 0-0 is a draw, right? So you get like 1 point. 1 point is not two. Yes. So I took this information and I was like, okay. At least going there, I knew something and I felt something. I felt like a particular satisfaction of passing on knowledge that you recently received. Yes, like I was just a student like 2 minutes late, 2 minutes earlier, and I'm immediately a teacher. So my enemy friend will probably be appalled at how quickly I started claiming the information as my own. But here we are. So let's go. Okay. So I arrived at the football night armed with the point system and absolutely nothing else, which as it turns out is both more and less than you need to survive a Champions League match. Yes. So I want to, talk about this properly because it was such a, what is it called? A specific feeling. And I don't think people who grow up watching football understand what it's like to walk into that environment as someone who genuinely and truly does not speak that language. Yes, because football fans are not casual about football. That's the first thing you notice. Nobody in that room was there the way I was, like curious, open minded, willing to learn, no emotional investment. It felt like everyone else had arrived with something already at stake. Yes, they cared even before the match started. They had opinions about the teams, the players, the referee formations, decisions that were made weeks ago in transfer windows, things I don't even fully understand the concept of. And I only know about transfer windows because I've been reading this book called In Her Own League, which is part of this book series called the Win City series by Liz Tomford, and it's a sport romance book. So that's how I know about some of this stuff. But there's no football. It's like on basketball, baseball, volleyball. Yes, that's how I know about transfer windows. And so walking into that as an outsider is a very particular experience. Yes, it's like arriving at a party where everyone else knows each other and no one knows you, and they're also speaking a language that you studied briefly and almost forgot all of it, like ukumbuki shit. For example, there will be a moment on the screen, a player will do something, make a run, take a touch, and the whole room will react like a collective exhale or a collective groan or a boo even, and I'll be looking at the exact same screen as everyone else, or they will even clap and I'll be like, why are we clapping? Like, tuna clap kwa nini? I'll be like, so I will be looking at the exact same screen as everyone else and I will not have caught what they caught. I didn't even know what I was supposed to be watching closely enough. I was supposed to be watching, I was watching the ball mostly because that seemed like the only logical thing to watch. But apparently, there are other things you're supposed to be watching, like the space behind the defenders and the position of the players who don't have the ball and about 15 other things simultaneously, and I was not doing any of that. I was watching the ball and missing everything else. And there's also this thing that happens when you start to absorb the mood of the room, even when you don't understand why the mood is the mood. Like, if everyone around you gets tense, you get tensed because that seems like the correct thing to do. Yes, not because you understand the tactical situation on the pitch, but just because humans are wired to mirror each other's emotional state. Yes, so I think I found myself anxious at points in the match without being able to tell you why or what I was anxious about. The room was anxious. I was in the room because and I became anxious. This is just my friend keeps calling me. 1 second. So what was I saying? The room was anxious. I was anxious. This is just I was the room was anxious. I was in the room. I became anxious. This is just how group dynamics work, apparently. And the yellow card happened. And I feel like I have to revisit this because I need to fully express what the experience was like for me. Yes, so someone got a yellow card, and the energy in that room shifted in a way I can only describe as grief adjacent. Like, something bad happened, like something had been lost, and I turned to the person nearest to me, no shame, fully sincere, and I asked, what does the yellow card mean? And they just explained that it was a warning. And also, my enemy friend told me that it's just like a warning. So you get two yellow cards and then you get a red. I know what a red means. A red means you're out of the field. Yes. And so the player is still on the pitch. Nothing has actually changed yet. So they are just getting warned. And I said out loud, like, to real person. So why does everyone look like someone just told them bad news? And they looked at me and I looked at them and I could see them trying to find the words to explain to me that this is so obvious, like it does not need explaining. Like, it's like trying to explain music, why music is emotional to someone who has never, like, felt a song. There are no words for it. You either feel it or you don't. And I, at that moment, did not know what was happening, did not feel what they were feeling, and I was just watching a man on a screen argue with a referee because they had received a warning and was still playing football. Yes. I respect the feeling, even if I can't access it. I genuinely do. There's something kind of beautiful about caring that much about something. I just don't share it. Yes? Okay. Let me give you my, honest match experience in no particular order because this is how it lives in my memory. The energy when we first walked in, I actually love that. The match had already started because, yes, we were late. The place was full. The place was full. The room was very much alive. People were tense, like in a way that you're anticipating something. Yes, the kind of tense that is secretly exciting because something is about to happen and everyone is kind of ready for it. Like it's like a communal experience. That part was like genuinely great. I understood why people do this. That collective electricity, you can't manufacture it alone. Yes, I get it. Like, this is why men don't like watching football alone in the house because there's just a feeling that watching football with other people gives you. The actual football, okay? I understood the broad strokes. The ball goes into the net, celebration occurs. Ball goes into the wrong net, devastation occurs. This match, I had everything in between was a degree of mystery that varied depending on the moment. The falling, though. I need to stay on the falling because it still bothers me. There are a lot of footballers in the world, like the absolute elite. Yes, the peak physical conditioning, years of training, the highest level of sport, and they will hit that ground like they have been struck by an invisible force. Like, venye hawa watu walikuwa naanguka, I was left there like, wait. See, but somebody can get like real damage, like because of this. Like you can get injured bad because of this, because somebody falls and somebody jumps over their head and it's like they just missed stepping on their head kidogo to, like makosa tu kidogo kifanyika mtu angemkanyaga kichwa, and you're like, how do you get up and just continue playing that? Like I don't get it. Like the face, I need to talk about the face specifically. The face of a man who has looked into the void and found only yani mtu ameanguka. When I be like akona like I scratch their legs and they just get patched up and they continue moving, and I'm like, how do you do that? Okay, Melissa, mwili kumi. I don't know. I cannot reconcile with this, and maybe it's the like caring part of me, the afraid part of me that I'm like, somebody gets mwili in a spare parts, mwili in a spare parts. Listen, and the thing I cannot reconcile about it is, I have stabbed me toe on a table leg in my own home like 3 weeks ago in socks in a safe environment with nobody watching, and I sat on the floor like for 10 good minutes having a prevent moment thinking about my life decisions that led to that minute. And these people are out here falling, especially the goalkeeper who is jumping like 10 miles high alafu anarudi kuanguka because again gravity, and you're immediately sprinting going back to action. Is your body made of metal? Listen, I think it's either these footballers have evolved past the normal human experience of pain, or, and I say this gently, with respect, some of them are lying like a little bit sometimes about the severity. Like, I'm just putting this on the table. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying always, but the recovery time is very suspicious because umeanguka 10 minutes ago from I don't know how many miles high, and then you're just waking up and then going to catch another goal. Are you made of steel? Are you made of steel? Anyway, I also want to talk about what is it called? The crowd dynamics of wanting. It was literally the whole world against Arsenal, and this part confused me quite a bit. I arrived here with no team, but no allegiance, completely neutral. I was literally Switzerland, ready to root for whoever seemed like they needed. But I knew by the end of that night, the team that won, that was who I was there to support because I'm a young ho. And I think even before this game, it was completely significant that the people in that room had a specific desire for Arsenal not to win, like an anti Arsenal energy, which I could not quite place. And I want to ask, why is that? Like, what did Arsenal do? Is this a rivalry thing or is this a personality thing? Like, certain teams attract certain kind of fans and other fans don't like those fans. Like, what is going on? And is this just what happens when a team gets too popular? People start rooting against them out of principle, or is what's the dynamic? And I'm still doing research. I fully understand the logic, but I respect the feeling. It's real for the people who have it, but I just can't place my fingers around the fact that why was it the whole world versus Arsenal? Like the moment those people lost, it was Jamadi. Jamadi. I need to fix my nose. Anyway, I need to tell you people something because I've been building up to this because it requires a bit of context and also I need you to be in the right frame of mind to, receive it without judging me too harshly. Or judge me. Honestly, I think I deserve some judgment here because you'll know in a minute. Before I tell you, I just think that your opinion actually does not matter and I don't care what you think because what matters is my happiness and I think I'm very happy. So there was this PSG player, yes, on that screen. Oh, but first, why are the football coaches? Oh my god, those people are fine. The coaches, Jesus Christ. Anyway, this specific PSG player, I think he's called Usman, and I want to say this carefully. Do not misquote me. That man looked like my past situationship. I'm not proud, like not they actually look alike, like Vibaya. I looked at the screen, I was like, wait, what is Nani doing on the screen? Then I was like, oh, that's not him because he might be a player but not a professional football player. Yes. I doubt if he even knows how to kick a ball. Yes. Doesn't even know how to play, maybe with other things but not football. Maybe with people's hearts, something like that. Anyway, maybe I am fully aware that I could be delusional, and I want to put that on the table as a genuine possibility. My eyes were on a television in a loud place, dimly lit club, and I had to be standing in this room. I was not standing, I was sitting, but I was there for a minute, so maybe my perception might not have been operating on a full capacity, and these are all valid caveats and I accept them. But also stay with me. What if it was not delusion? Yes, what if I was not delusional? What if the universe in its infinite and occasionally chaotic wisdom arranged for me to leave my house? Stay with me. Arranged for me to leave my house, which I rarely do. Go to a football club that again I know, go watch a football match, a game that I've never even watched before, watch a team that I have no allegiance to in whatsoever way, and then put on that screen a PSG player who looks like somebody from my past. What will that message be? Like, what will be what will the universe be trying to communicate? in this specific sequence of events. Yes, you see? Anyway, I'm joking. I mean, mostly. It's not like I'm actually sitting here building a spiritual framework around Usman and my love life. That will be unhinged, and I'm not unhinged. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. But I will also say this, yes, he was playing very well, very confident, very comfortable with the ball, like moving around like the whole pitch belonged to him specifically, and everyone else was just, a guest. Very decisive. Never. It's only when you try to record an episode that kids know they are supposed to shout. Anyway, what I wanted to say is, that Usman guy, he was playing very, very well, very confident, very comfortable with the ball, moving around like the whole world belongs to him, and every other person on the pitch was just a guest. Very decisive, and he never, for 1 second, seemed uncertain about what he wanted to do next. And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, that tracks. That really does track. Some things just are just consistent across different dimensions and different contexts. So, someone might suggest that this was a sign that I should run the block, as they say, and I want to be very clear. This was a joke. Actually, it wasn't. This was a joke. I was joking. And the fact that some random French football player has a passing resemblance, a very distinctive passing resemblance to someone from my past is not a directive. That is not how signs work. That is not how I make decisions. I'm a rational adult woman with very high standards. My friends might disagree, but I have very high standards. And but if you're listening to this, call me. What I'm trying to say is, he was playing really nice. Just say. So, Arsenal won. Arsenal lost. Sorry, Arsenal lost, and PSG won, and the situationship look-alike kind of contributed to this outcome. I don't know, which I noted silently, and I said nothing about it to anyone, because how do you explain that? Yeah, look at me chuckling like a child. Anyway, the loss. Let's talk about Arsenal losing. Yes, I'm already at 32 minutes. This is about to be the longest episode I've ever done. So, I watched the Arsenal fans around me, and it was a real thing to witness. It was like genuine heartbreak, not performative, not casual disappointment, the actual pain on people's faces. And I felt for them a bit, even though I had no personal stake in the results, because there's something about watching someone lose something that they really cared about that lands regardless of whether you share the care or you don't. But then something else happened when PSG won. And again, I understand celebrating. Your team won. Even if it's not your team, the team you are supporting that night won. This is correct behavior. But people in the room were taking their shirts off, and because a team in Paris won, what is happening? Not a team in Paris. Yes, a Paris team beat a London team. Like, we are in Nairobi. Jesus, none of those players are here. The stadium is not even here. The countries involved are not even like from our country. But these people are taking their shirts off in Nairobi because of what happened in Budapest. Just because they were fully committed to that expression of joy, and I genuinely respect that conviction, even though I do not understand it a tiny bit. People are on top of tables, shirts are everywhere because Arsenal lost. Okay, so I stood there And I thought this sport has a grip on people that I'm never going to fully access from the outside, and I think that's okay. It is very much okay. I don't think I need to access it because to me it seems like a bit more than it sounds like a little bit of an obsession. Is that an obsession? Where's my handkerchief? Sounds like a little bit of an obsession. I think I can be the person who shows up, watches, when invited. I'm not leaving the house intentionally to go to watch football alone. No, not happening. But I can be the person who shows up, watches, witnesses the believers in their element, notices resemblance that may or may not be real, and then goes home with the full story. And that is also a very valid way to experience football, if you tell me. And also, can we talk about people who celebrate when the other team loses? Because there were some people in that room who seemed less like PSG fans and more of Arsenal opposers. Like, the goal wasn't PSG winning, the goal was Arsenal specifically not winning. And they were equally shirtless on top of chairs and tables, equally, yes, in the spirit of winning. And I found that fascinating. Like, your entire emotional investment is on someone else failing rather than your own team succeeding. That's crazy. Football is complicated, football contains multitudes, and it's also okay. It also is okay. So, here is where I want to land, because I've been telling you stories for a while now, and I think there's actually something underneath all of this that I actually want to say properly. Properly. Shika my skill. Listen to me clearly. I am a homebody. No doubt. I've said this. I meant it. My default state is at home. My bed, my controlled environment. And for a long time, I think that I told myself that, you know what, this is actually my personality. I am an introvert. I like my own space. The outside world is loud and unpredictable, and the couch and the bed is very much reliable. All of that is true. All of it. Like, hakuna hata uongo moja hapo. But I think sometimes I also use those true things as reasons to not try things, to not show up, to watch other people's experiences from safe distance, and tell myself that it was just fine. It was fine hearing about it. And this is what this night have in common. The ice cream day that ended up in a local in a dingy local with combined washrooms, story for another day, and the Arsenal and PSG night where I saw my past in HD, and what somebody take not somebody I watched people take their shirts off in celebration. Is that I showed up. The first time accidentally, the second time on purpose. Both times I left the house, both times I was in a room full of energy that I didn't fully understand, and both times I came home with stories. I think that's what that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And here is what I have been thinking about. You don't have to fully understand something so to benefit from experiencing it. I don't understand football. I probably won't suddenly become a football fan after this, but I understand now what it feels like to be in that room with such mad energy. I will never have experienced that. Yes, so, but I understand now what it feels to be in that room. I understand the collective exhale. I understand why people do this together instead of alone. Yes, I understand the yellow card grief, even if I still disagree with the proportionality of it. And I experienced the thing, and that's the difference from knowing about it from a distance. And I think that the ice cream night too. Sorry, the talking started singing, and I also had to blow my nose because I was my talking started feeling a bit heavier. So what was I saying? I'm kind of wrapping up this episode. So I think that's what the night from the ice cream was too. I did not expect, I didn't choose it. It chose me. 6 words. I suddenly I'm in a stuffy local thinking about washroom architecture on a work day. I was just like, do you know this local has the washrooms all in one place? Did you know that? But I was there. I was very much present. I came home with a story that I am telling. So I don't know. I'm not trying to make this deeper than it needs to be. I hope I'm not, but this was a fun episode. This was a fun story, but I do think there's something in it about not always waiting until you fully understand things so that something before you let yourself experience it, because sometimes you have to experience it first and then understand later, or doesn't come at all and you just have a good story. You don't even have to understand, you just have to like be there, experience it, and then just have a story. Yes, either way you win. So we have reached the end of the episode. 40 minutes in, I be talking. But to recap what we have covered today, it's been a minute. So I'm Viviana Ching. This is Conversations with V. Share this with your girlies. Share it with your enemy friend who secretly cares about you. uh, so also share it with somebody who has never watched football and they want to like know somebody's first time. So yes, also share it with somebody who does not know that some locals have but the washrooms on one part have combined washrooms. And I'll see you on the next week. So you all stay safe, take care, and bye.